Good evening, children. Welcome to YEP Master, the school foundation program. So it's a great opportunity for you people to enjoy the online classes through the YEP Master. Please advise your well-wishers, your friends, to better to connect with the online classes from the YEP Master, the school foundation program for class 6th. Okay. So you know that I am your chemistry teacher. The previous classes we have started discussing about the matter and the different types of questions also we have discussed that we can see in the case of mains level examination, right. So today let us focus on some of the questions we can expect from the matter in advanced level questions. So let us look at some of the questions that we can see from advanced level. Okay. So the properties of solids, liquids, gases that we have discussed. So if you observe those things, you can clearly answer all these kind of questions that we can see. But of course at advanced level you have to be very careful while answering the questions, because there may be some twist in there, some very little what we can say difference that we can see in the case of the options that are given. So you should be very careful in attempting the questions with respect to the advanced level. Okay. Of course, if you have any problems, we will come across we are going to give you the correct answers or correct concepts without any problem. Okay. So whatever doubt you have, just post it us so that we can clarify your doubts, right. So let us move on to the first question. Which of the following statement is are correct? So we have to choose the correct statement from the given options. Okay, we have to choose correct statement from the given options. Let us look at the options. First one, first option they have given correct first statement, you can say. Okay, intermolecular forces of attractions in solids are minimum. Actually, what should be the intermolecular forces of attraction in the case of solids? Yes, it should be maximum. Okay. So intermolecular forces of attractions in solids are maximum actually, but what they have given? They have given it as minimum. First statement is a wrong statement. Why? The intermolecular forces of attractions in solids should be maximum, but what they have given is a minimum. Okay. So first option is the wrong option. So this is not the correct statement. What we have to choose? We have to choose the statement which is correct. Okay. So first option, first statement is wrong statement. Now let us look at the second one. Intermolecular forces of attractions in gases are maximum. So this is also given in a reverse way. What is the intermolecular force of attraction in the case of gases? In the case of gases, the intermolecular forces of attraction should be minimum. Intermolecular force of attraction should be minimum in the case of gases. Okay, but they have given it as a maximum. So this is also ruled out. So this is also the wrong option. Okay, very good. Third one, if you observe, intermolecular spaces in solids are maximum. We have seen in the case of solids how the particles are arranged. The particles are very close enough. Okay, the particles are very close enough. What is intermolecular space? The empty space which is present between the particles is taken as intermolecular spaces. Since the particles are closely packed, can we expect any intermolecular spaces there? No. Generally we say that a negligible amount of intermolecular space is present, a very little amount of intermolecular space is present. But what is given here? The intermolecular spaces in case of solids are maximum. Intermolecular spaces are not maximum, they are minimum, the least ones. So this is also wrong one, not the correct statement. Okay. Let us look at the fourth option as well. Intermolecular spaces in gases are maximum. Yes, we have seen in the case of gases how the particles are arranged in the case of gases. The particles are arranged or separated by very large distances, and the intermolecular space, the empty space between the particles, is very large. Okay, it has maximum separation. So if you can see the separation between the particles, is maximum. Okay, so here the intermolecular spaces in case of gases maximum. Yes, this is the correct one. Okay, so among the given 4 options, first 3 options are wrong, only the correct option is fourth one. Okay, so what is the correct answer in this case? Which of the following is correct statement? D is the fourth option is the correct statement. That is, intermolecular spaces in gases are maximum. Yeah, that is the correct one. All other three are wrong. Okay. Next one. Which of the following does not make sense? Which of the following does not make sense? So, which of the following is not correct, you can say. Okay. Which of the following does not make sense? Which of the following does not correct, or which of the following is not correct? Okay. Right. Solids have fixed shape and fixed volume. Is it correct or wrong? Solids will have fixed mass, fixed shape, fixed volume. So, first statement if you observe, solids have fixed shape and fixed volume, that is correct. Okay. This is correct. Liquids can be compressed easily but not gases. No. Liquids can be compressed but not gases. Actually, gases can be compressed easily but liquids cannot. Okay. This is a wrong statement given. Okay. The particles of solids have negligible kinetic energy. The particles of solids will have negligible kinetic energy. Yes. Why? As I told you just now, we have seen the particle arrangement. In the case of solids, the particles are very close enough. So, the movement is not possible. How we can say the kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is due to the motion. Okay. So, in case of solids, the particles are not in a motion. They are not. The movement is very less because of close packing. So, we can say that the kinetic energy is negligible in the case of solids. So, this is also a correct statement. Okay. Property of diffusion is maximum in the case of gaseous state. Yes, diffusion means the spontaneous mixing of components, that is seen. Diffusion is the property of a gas. Okay. So, property of diffusion is maximum, that we can say in the case of gases. Yes, that is also correct statement. So, among the given 4 options, A is correct, C is correct, D is correct. Which is not correct? The B is not correct. So, what we have to choose? We have to choose the incorrect statement which does not make a sense. Okay. Okay, which does not make sense, or we can say that which does not, or which is not a correct statement. So, among the given options, B is not the correct option. So, B does not make any sense. Option B is does not making any sense. Why? A is correct. We know that solids will have definite shape, definite volume. Properties in the case of solid particles, the kinetic energy is negligible. Okay. And the gases will show the property of diffusion. So, D is correct, C is correct, A is correct. The wrong statement is B. So, among the given options, which of does not make sense? Which of the following does not make sense? So, B will does not make a sense, because gases can be compressed easily but not liquids, but they have given in a reverse way. So, there is no sense in this particular statement. Okay. So, which of the following does not make sense? Option B does not make any sense. Okay. Very good. Now, let us look at the third one. Gases form homogeneous mixture due to their diffusibility, high compressibility, expansibility, low density. Gases, for example, if you take air, what is air? Air is a homogeneous mixture of gases. Air is homogeneous mixture of gases. Okay, homogeneous mixture. What do you mean by homogeneous? Homogeneous means same composition. What do you mean by homogeneous? Homogeneous means it is having same composition. Air is a homogeneous mixture. Air is having same composition throughout. And we know that air will contain how many gases? Different types of gases are present. Major portion nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor state, gaseous state of water. Other gases are also present in air. And when you look at the composition, what are the different types of percentages of nitrogen and oxygen? Then percentage of nitrogen and oxygen is remains same wherever you take the air. Okay. So, in that case we can say that air is a homogeneous mixture, because it is going to give us the same composition of nitrogen, same composition of oxygen. That is to say that same percentage of nitrogen, same percentage of oxygen can be seen in the case of air. Okay. So, air is going to have a homogeneous mixture, or it can be taken as homogeneous mixture. What is air? It is a mixture of gases. So gases form the homogeneous mixture. Gases has the ability to form homogeneous mixture. Why it is so? Mainly because of the diffusibility. What is diffusion? Diffusion is spontaneous mixing of gases. What is diffusion? Diffusion is spontaneous mixing of gases, is termed as diffusion. So diffusion is responsible for forming the homogeneous mixture. How fastly these gases will mix up? For example, if you are going to take oxygen and nitrogen, the percentage of oxygen and nitrogen in any area throughout the world will generally remain the same. Okay, generally remains the same. So here the mixing of oxygen and nitrogen within the air is taking place in a homogeneous fashion. So the process, spontaneous mixing of oxygen and air, takes place because of the diffusion property of gases. Okay. So diffusibility is responsible for gas to form homogeneous mixture. So gases form homogeneous mixture due to diffusibility, not because of compressibility or expansibility or low density. Okay, because of diffusibility. Okay. Next one, which is a condensate superfluid phase, which is a condensate superfluid phase formed by atoms. When it is formed? When cooled to very near to absolute zero temperature. What do you mean by absolute zero temperature? It is 0 Kelvin temperature. In terms of degree centigrade, it is minus 273 degree centigrade, minus 273 degree centigrade or 0 Kelvin. Okay. So right. So among the given options, if you observe, which can be taken as the condensate of atoms, that is superfluid, when it is cooled to 0 degree, absolute zero temperature, absolute zero temperature. It is Bose-Einstein condensate. We can see the plasma at a high temperatures. High temperature only we can expect the plasma formation, but Bose-Einstein condensate takes place at a very low temperature, very low temperature. Okay. Solid and gas, it is not a condensate of the atoms. Okay. So what is correct answer in this case? The correct answer is Bose-Einstein condensate. Bose-Einstein condensate is the correct answer for this particular question. Next one. The elements which are found in small traces are called. The elements which are found in small traces, very small amount. Small trace means here small amounts. Okay. The elements which are found in very small amounts, very small amounts. Of course, we know that most of the elements are present in nature, and some of them are synthesized. Okay. And when you look at the availability of these elements within the nature, so within the nature, if you observe, we can see the some of the elements are present in very small proportions, very small amount. For example, if you take hydrogen, hydrogen availability is very large. It is very largely available in the universe. Okay. Similarly, oxygen gas in our atmosphere, we have plenty of oxygen at present scenario. Of course, as the depletion is going on, there are so many other things are happening, thereby the amount of oxygen may decrease in future. But at present scenario, we have plenty of oxygen, and plants are continuously giving us the oxygen by absorbing the carbon dioxide. Okay. So here they have given a question, the elements which are occurring in nature in small amounts, they are called as, what is the name that is given to them? Halogens. Halogens are the elements of 17th group. Okay. They are not rare elements. Okay. They are not available in small traces. Active gases means which are chemically reactive. Active gases means which are chemically reactive. Okay. C is rare gases. Rare means which are available in small amounts. Which are available in small amounts is called, they are called as rare gases. The gases which are available in very small amounts, they are called as rare gases. What are noble gases or noble metals? Noble means in not reactive, okay, chemically inert, chemically not reactive. Chemically reactive are called active, okay. Active gases, active means chemically reactive, chemically active. Noble means inactive, noble means inactive. In which way they are inactive? They are chemically inactive, chemically not reactive, okay. And rare gas means available in small amounts. Halogens, these are one of the family member which is present in the periodic table. They are all elements of 17th group in the periodic table, okay. So the gases or the elements which are found in small amounts are called as rare gases, rarely available, rare gases, rare elements, okay. So the rare elements or rare gases are the elements which are available in small quantities, small amounts, okay. That is the for part of this question, the correct answer is C, that is rare gases will generally found in nature in small amounts, okay, or the elements which are found in small amounts are called as rare gases or rare elements, okay. Yeah, one or more than one option correct type questions. So in the case of advanced level examinations, we expect the questions that can be given which will have one correct answer or more than one correct answer also possible. So we have to read all the options very carefully and we have to choose the correct options among the given 4 options. Of course, sometimes only one option may be correct, but most of the times one more than one options will be the correct in this case, okay. 2 may be correct or 3 options may be correct or all the 4 options that are given may be correct, okay. So we have to read the question very carefully, read the options very carefully and easily identify the correct answers. Let us see one yeah, they have given gases are highly compressible, yeah, gases are highly compressible, so this is correct. Gases are highly compressible, right. Gases are highly expansible, yeah, gases are highly expandable. There is no, I mean, gases are highly expandable, they can easily expand, they can easily compress, they can be compressed easily and they can be highly compressed and they can be highly expanded, okay. Exerts pressure in all directions, yes, they exert pressure in all directions. So C is also the correct option, exerts pressure in all directions. We have discussed while we are dealing the gases, gases will have a property of exerting the pressure equally in all directions. Gas will exert the pressure by colliding the gas molecule on the surface of the container in which the gas is stored, okay. And they will have low density, yes, among the solid, liquid and gases if we observe, gas will have low density because they are going to have very large volume, they are going to occupy very large volumes. So density will be low in the case of gases. So all the 4 are correct in this case. Gases are highly compressible, highly expandable, exerts pressure in all directions and they will have low density. So A is correct, B is correct, C is also correct as well as D is also correct option. So all the 4 options are correct for this particular question. So you have to identify, you have to easy read the question and options in a clear and neat way, then you can select the options given for it, okay. Among the following diatomic gaseous elements are, among the following diatomic gaseous elements are. So we have to choose the options such that they are diatomic in nature and moreover there are gases, okay. So what we require, diatomic means how many atoms should present? The diatomic means they should have 2 atoms. So 2 atoms of the element should combine with one another and we get a diatomic molecule. And one more thing is they should be gases, okay, right. So options are given oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine and fluorine, oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine and fluorine. We know that oxygen in nature exists as diatomic molecule and moreover oxygen is a gas, okay, it is present in air, it is a gas. So oxygen is a gas, so correct answer, first is correct answer. It is diatomic molecule existing in nature as O2 and moreover if you observe the 2 oxygen atoms are connected with one another with a double bond. So in nature it is existing as diatomic molecule and it is a gas. Hydrogen. We know hydrogen in nature exists as H2. Hydrogen is also a gas. So this is also, hydrogen is also a diatomic molecule and in nature it is existing as a gas. So this is also correct option. B is also correct. Look at the third option, chlorine. Chlorine in nature exists as Cl2. In nature exists as Cl2. It is a diatomic molecule. Moreover, it is also a gas. Chlorine also in nature exists as gaseous form and it is a diatomic molecule. Fluorine in nature exists as F2 and moreover it is also a gas. So fluorine is also a gas. So all the options that are given, they are all diatomic molecules only and moreover all are gases. Oxygen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas, chlorine is also gas, fluorine is also a gas and more or less they are all diatomic molecules. All are diatomic molecules and all are existing in nature and in the gaseous form. So all the options are correct. A is correct, B is correct, C is correct, D is also a correct option for this question. Okay. So first of all you have to, they have given the names. What you have to do? You have to write the formula. In nature how these elements are existing, that you have to identify. All are gases, fluorine, chlorine, hydrogen, oxygen, and they are all diatomic molecules. Two atoms are present. In the case of hydrogen, if I take hydrogen atom and the hydrogen atom are connected by a single bond. In case of chlorine, if you observe, chlorine, chlorine are connected by a single bond. In the case of fluorine, fluorine, fluorine are connected by a single bond. So all are existing in nature as diatomic forms and they are all gases. Okay. So you can clearly observe that all the four options are correct in this case. Right. One more. Which are the following is are applications of high compressibility of gases? Which of the following is an application of compressibility of gas or applications of compressibility of the gas? LPG, how the LPG is coming into our home? The cylinder form. Okay. How the gas is present inside? Because of high pressure. How the pressure is generated? Because of the compression. So high compression is possible in the case of LPG. So LPG contains isobutane and butane. Butane and isobutane both are gases. So the gases are highly compressed. They are made to enter into that particular cylinder only, that volume only, and with a high pressure. Therefore, when you keep the connection and when you switch on it, automatically the gas will come out because of the high compression that is present, high pressure that is present. So LPG can be taken as an application of compressibility of the gas. Okay. Oxygen in the cylinder. Nowadays, the corona patients, when they are suffering, when there is a problem in inhalation problem, in that case oxygen cylinders are connected. I think you can see the oxygen cylinder in the hospitals, right? So there if you observe, the gas is highly compressed and kept in the cylinder. So gas that is taken in the cylinder generally exhibits compressibility. So compressibility is applied in the case of taking oxygen into the cylinder. CNG is also a compressed gas. It is also compressed gas. Okay, this is also present in a CNG cylinders. Nowadays we are very much observed that some of the cars are running, automobiles are running with the CNG. Okay, so this is a green fuel, you can say. Okay, so here CNG, that is also present in the form of a cylinder. So the gas is compressed highly, it is filled up in that particular cylinder. So CNG also is made because of the compression of the gases. A gas is compressed into the cylinder. Carbon dioxide in the cylinder. Cylinder means we are making the gas to enter into that particular volume. So that is because of the compression only. So A is correct, B is correct, C is correct and D is also correct in this case. So all the four options are correct. Because of the applications of high compressibility, if we observe LPG, oxygen in the cylinder, nitrogen in the cylinder, hydrogen gas in the cylinder, carbon dioxide gas in the cylinder, CNG gases, all these are compressed and they are made to enter into that cylinder. So the property high compressibility can be seen in the case of all the options given to us. Okay, right. Let us look at one more. Yeah, matrix matching type. So these are the questions we can expect in the case of advanced level of the competitive examinations. So when you observe the matter, in this case what is going to be given? The two columns are given some properties are mentioned in column 1, some properties will be mentioned in column 2. So, we have to match column 1 with the column 2. Okay. So, let us look at the column 1 options that are given. Strong intermolecular forces, high density, moderate forces, negligible forces. Here forces means intermolecular forces. Okay. Strong intermolecular forces, moderate intermolecular forces, negligible intermolecular forces, high density. So, these are the properties given under column 1. Let us look at the properties given under column 2. Gases, liquids, plasma, solids. Gases, liquids, plasma and solids. What is strong intermolecular forces of attraction? Strong intermolecular forces of attractions are present in the case of solids. Solids will possess strong intermolecular forces of attraction. High density, where we can find high density? High density can be found in the case of solids. High density can be seen in the case of solids. Okay. Moderate forces, intermediate forces are possible in the case of liquids. In the case of liquids. Negligible forces of attraction, intermolecular forces are negligible in the case of gases. In the case of gases. So, when you observe the matching in this case, A is correlated to S, B is correlated to matched to S, yeah, C is matched to Q and D connected to P. So, AS, BS, CQ, DP. So, this is how we have to match, and of course, there may be some cases where even we can get one matching with the two options in the column 2. One property given in column 1 may be mapped to two properties in column 2. So, those kind of questions also expected in the examination. So, you should be very careful. First you have to read all the properties given under the two columns, and then first take one column, column 1 first option, and try to correlate it to the other options given in the column 2, and then choose the correct mapping. There may be an instant where we get 2 or more correct mappings in column 2. So, that you should be very careful in that case. Here if you observe, the two properties in column 1 are mapped to the single one in the case of column 2. So, you should be careful in selecting the options. Okay. Yeah, we can even expect the integer type of questions in the examinations. Integer type of questions. So, here the question is given and the answer will be in the form of an integer like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, answer will come in the form of an integer. Answer will be in the form of an integer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So, you have to choose the correct option, or we have to give correct integer by observing the question carefully. Okay. So, the number of states of matter is, how many number of states of matter we have? So, the total number of states of matter if you observe, how many we come across? We come across only 5 different states of matter. We have discussed solid, liquid, gaseous state, plasma and Bose-Einstein condensates. Okay. So, we have 5 states of matter. Okay. Number of states of matter is 5 in this case. Okay. So, 5 is an integer. So, answer will be in the form of an integer. Okay. Let us see one more integer type. The number of states of matter that show definite volume. Definite volume if we observe, solids, liquids, gases. So, if you observe here, definite volume is possible in the case of solid, definite volume is also possible in the case of liquids, but the gases does not have a definite volume. So, solids and liquids have definite volume. So, answer is 2, 2 is an integer. Okay. I think you got the clear idea how we are going to handle the advanced level questions in the case of the matter. Okay, the related question that we have discussed so far. Okay. We will see some more interesting topics in the next class. Until then, have a nice time.